going on, guys? It's Lexi. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to be giving you another update on my life. So I'm just going to clear up some questions that were asked in the comments of my last few videos. So we're going to be doing a drive with me. I have an appointment around 4 o'clock. I'm going to get something to eat, maybe. I don't know. But we're gonna do a drive with me and just talk about recent decisions that I've made, and I'm just gonna update you guys because I like to be transparent with you guys and let you know what I'm doing with my life, you know? So let's get on the road. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't seen my last two videos, make sure you go watch them so you kind of have an idea of what we're going to be talking about. Mainly the topic for today is school, college. You guys know I moved out, so just updating you guys on what my plans are for the future. Yeah, so for the last video that I released about college and just big decisions was about moving back home, and that was about 8 days ago, and that was just the whole process of me deciding to move back home and just physically moving back home. I am officially back in the house. Everything, my room is back in order, my bathroom, everything is good. But in the comments of that video, there were some pretty inspiring comments. This one from Princess Tommy said, "This was my sign to drop out of school. I've been debating this for a while, but school literally doesn't make me happy, and it's so comforting to know that I'm not the only YouTuber / influencer who realized we love what we do here and college just isn't it. You will do great." That was so inspiring. There were so many inspiring comments. This is another comment by Milan Kate. "As someone who just recently dropped out as well, it's not just you. School definitely isn't for everyone, and that's okay. Having supportive people around you definitely helps. Much love to you." Much love back to you, and thank you to all the other very inspiring comments. I don't know, I just felt so supported through such a weird time. Not even weird time, but just like a weird decision, a hard decision. Not even hard, but I just felt so unsure. So to see so many inspiring comments just lifted me up. So thank you to everyone who commented under that video. And so now let's get into the drive with me. We switching angles. I better be able to get there without the instructions. I've gone here so many times. The instructions, the directions. I have time, so not the weekend. All right, you guys, so we are officially off to our destination. I am honestly winging it as far as if I know where I'm going. I have a pretty good idea, but I don't know exactly. So I'm not too concerned about it though, because I have a pretty solid idea, and I'm also very early, so I'm not tripping. But for obvious reasons, I won't be looking into the camera as much. Clearly, I'm operating a motor vehicle, so sorry about that. But let's get right into it. Most of you guys know I am a freshman in college. I started school in August at an HBCU called Oakwood University. It's cool, whatever. I knew I was going there, didn't really have a choice, whatever. That's the rundown, okay? So I moved into my dorm around August. That was definitely a major switch up in the way I've lived my life for the whole time. Obviously, moving out is a big deal. Not being under your parents' roof, that's a big deal. And not having the structure that you would normally have in your home, as far as just the routines and how I do things every single day at home, was completely different in the dorm room. Everything was up to me. Well, everything still is up to me in a sense, but I don't know, being in the dorm was very distracting. Of course, I love my friends to death, but I was hanging out with them a lot more than I was doing my homework, and I was not interested in my homework, and I found it really hard for me to focus, and I don't know, I just didn't really like school whatsoever. I was having a hard time focusing and just getting into the rhythm of liking school. And it was kind of like such a big shift happened all at once, way too fast. My life is already complicated as it is, so moving out of my home and starting school and just having to handle everything pretty much by myself was just hard. I definitely missed being at home. There are some things like being able to have my own bathroom and a kitchen downstairs that's completely free and accessible to me is definitely some things I missed being in the dorm. Also, decent food the food was not good. When you live in a dorm in college, at least the college I attended, you have to have a meal plan because you can't starve. So they make you have a meal plan if you live in the dorm, and the food was just not the greatest. I didn't like it at all. Everything was pretty much vegetarian, and I am not a vegetarian, and it was not appetizing to me at all. So I definitely will be saving money because I moved home and I don't have to have a meal plan and all of that. So the semester is officially over. It ended not even 3 weeks ago. I did good. I'm actually very proud of myself for how I did, considering my mental health during all of this was not the best. It was not the best, and I was all over the place, and I literally was like barely passing classes. I did finish the semester with above a 3.0, which is a lot better than I thought I would do towards the end. But here's how it kind of went. The beginning of the school year, I was not very focused. I was doing some assignments, but towards September, October, I just kind of gave up, and I was just doing everything late or not doing anything at all. And then mid-October, I was like, okay, I'm failing all my classes. That was around midterms. I was like, I'm failing all my classes. I need to get it together. So I had to email a bunch of teachers. They let me kind of make up work and stuff, and I was doing good. All my grades were going up. I had decent grades. They were all A's and high B's and a C. And so, well, maybe a D, but it was a C now. And so once I saw, I was like, you know what? My grades are good. I kind of got back to my slacking, procrastinating ways, and I stopped doing homework all over again. And I was like, oh well. And that's kind of when I was like, I don't want to be in school, so I don't care. And that was not a very good attitude to have, given the fact that I had already paid for my classes. I'd already, you know, put money towards my education. So giving up halfway there, not a good idea. So towards the end of the school year, my mom was definitely involved, but she was definitely more involved once she found out that I wasn't doing too well and that I was pretty much failing all my classes. So she helped me get it together, and I brought my grades back up, and I ended the semester with a 3.0, with above a 3.0. Personally, I was shooting for a 3.5 at the beginning of the school year. After I started slacking off, I'll take a 3.0 and above. But I'm proud of myself. I didn't fail any classes. I emailed these teachers last minute and did what I needed to do. My teachers were generous, most of them were generous enough to understand where my mental health was and kind of help me out through the school year. So beyond grateful for that. Thank you to my W teachers. The rest of y'all, every time I turn my back, it's another freaking gnat. So you know, I moved back home, and I was still kind of in the mindset of I don't really want to do any kind of school. But I am going to continue my education. I have made a decision to continue getting my education. Moving back home into a more structured environment is gonna be helpful. It is also 10 times more annoying now that I'm back under the roof of my parents. It's not that it is that my parents are annoying, but they're only being parents, so, you know, I don't know, annoying seems like the wrong word, but my parents just are being parents again. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed the freedom of being away and at a dorm, and every decision was literally up to me. Every decision is still literally up to me, but it's just different when you live at home. I don't know, you'd have to experience it to know, which I'm sure so many of you probably have or haven't. I have no idea. But so I have decided, after moving back home and being back into my freaking safe place and my home, I literally love my home so much. Being back there, I have decided to continue my education. However, I won't put such a heavy load on myself because content creating is such a big part of my life. Doing videos and connecting with you guys through my YouTube channel and through all my other platforms that you should definitely go follow if you're not following them already. They'll be right there. But yeah, connecting with you guys on my platform, creating content is what I'm passionate for, and it is what I love. So being in school and being distracted that way, it took me away from here with you guys so much. You can literally go to my channel and see how much I was not posting, and since I've been home, I already have been posting more than I usually would have been in college. I was always on the move in college. I couldn't really sit still. I couldn't do my homework. It's just too much. It was a lot. So after moving back home, getting back in the structure of my home, and just, I don't know, stepping away from kind of being out all the time and just with my friends 24/7, literally, I do want to continue my education, just not put so much pressure on myself and not take on such a big load of classes. I did take about like 6 credits last, not 6 credits, 6 classes last semester, and it was a lot of work. So I won't be taking that many this semester. I am returning to school. You can see that I still don't really like school, but for the sake of just having an education, I'm gonna continue, just at a much slower pace. This won't set me behind, however, because I did take dual enrollment classes my senior year in my senior year in high school. So I won't be behind. I will still be a sophomore for the next school year, but yeah, I'm going back to school. I'm not like, I never left school, I just moved out. But I'm gonna continue my education with a lighter load and with a lot more time to content create and hopefully just get a better routine going for myself. I left home with no structure, and I don't know who I thought was gonna give me structure in college. Like, that's literally all up to you. You have to do it for yourself because no one is gonna do it for you. So yeah, that's a lesson I'm still learning. But you know, I believe in transparency on my channel, so I'm gonna let y'all know what it is. I think I turned right here. Every time I turn it back, it's another freaking net. Now which turn do I make here? Right. I go right. I literally make this same drive every other week. No, every 2 weeks, and somehow I still don't know how to get there, but it's because this area just looks like the same everywhere. I really hope that I'm going the right way. I do have some faith that I am, though. Every time I come here, it's like, break. So I'm still in school to get a BA. I am just changing my focus from management to marketing, being a content creator, being a social media influencer, and just, I hate that word, influencer. I really do. But being a social media influencer and a content creator, and I think marketing suits me and suits what I do now a lot. I'm really sorry if that sentence sounded really dumb, okay? I hope it didn't, but update, I'm going the right way. All right guys, so I've made it to my destination safely, and I'm back on my vlog camera, by the way, but because I have time, I just want to run through some tips and things that I've learned and things that I hope to personally improve on, and tips that may help you or new college freshmen or anybody who needs it. Number 1, don't procrastinate. I feel like this isn't everybody's tip list, but for real, just don't procrastinate, just do it. That's so much harder than it seems for my brain, but just get it done. Number 2, find a good balance between your social life and your student life. For instance, let's balance that out, make it a 50-50. Don't be too much of a student, but don't be too much of a social butterfly. Just find a good balance, because trust me, if you're anything like me and you're social and you like hanging out with your friends all the time, you will definitely fail all your classes and suffer and fail miserably. Just kidding. Studying and preparing for exams and quizzes, if you have some sort of schedule, try to stick to it, because it's really important that you balance every portion of your life. This is something that I stress so much because I struggle with it so much. So having a schedule and sticking to it, creating a good balance and structure is something that's very hard for me, but we're trying, so that's all that counts. That's all that matters. Tip number 3, self-discipline. This is something that carries out throughout all of the tips because you need it in everything. You need to have self-discipline, and you need to be able to say no to going out with your friends and going to cool parties and having fun all the time, and say yes to sitting down and doing your homework sometimes, and say no to your homework sometimes when you've been doing way too much homework and you need a break. So moderation is key. Just do everything in moderation. There's your extra tip. Do everything in moderation. Don't do too much of one thing and too little of another. Number 4, focus on the bigger picture. I wish this is something that I have done before I was failing all my classes in the semester, because when I was failing them, I was just like, okay, whatever. But towards the end of the semester, I was like, okay, I can't fail these classes. I don't want to, and I don't want to fail. So if I had just kept in mind the bigger picture, if I was able to do that, I feel like I'd have just got my homework done, at least more than I did get done. But you live and you learn. The next tip I have is to celebrate small victories, because this will help you stay motivated throughout the school year. It can get so overwhelming and so draining when you feel like you are giving 100% into school and into studying, and for what? Well, the outcome at the end is a degree, but it's hard to keep that in mind throughout every single day of the 4 years minimum that you're in college. That's not even minimum, but you know what I mean. So celebrate small victories, celebrate good grades and good grades on quizzes and tests, and just stay motivated. Next tip, get your sleep. Sleep is way more important than we think. And we even know it's important and we still don't care, because sleep is something that you can never, ever, ever get back. So go to sleep, get your rest, and have a fully functioning body every day. You know what I learned in one of my classes? Let me share some insight. So when you don't sleep, you are a lot more likely to be basically functioning on autopilot. And that's my tip. Go to sleep. Next tip, set new goals constantly. Set a goal every single day. You should be setting goals for yourself and just things that you should get done. This is how you will maintain productivity throughout your week. I go by something called the Big 3. I basically set the biggest 3 things I want to get done in a day, and I could set more goals, but as long as I have the Big 3 done by the end of the day, I'm satisfied. I don't want to overwhelm myself and do every single 100 billion list of goals that I have to do, and they don't have to be super big things. Today, my Big 3 was to film this video, film an IGTV with one of my close friends, Eden, and to journal before I go to sleep. So those are 3 easy things that I will get done today, and I will feel content with everything because I finished my Big 3. So consistently set new goals for yourself. This will keep you motivated. And my last goal and the last thing I learned and my last tip is to hold yourself accountable, which I say I'm pretty good at because I have no one to blame but me for my missing homework and my attendance. So hold yourself accountable. It's up to you to do good and to do great in life. So do good and do great. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some sort of knowledge, and I hope I wasn't all over the place because I feel all over the place. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, comment down below anything you want, and like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll see you in the next one.